on here?
Logging on was so hard. I'm sorry. I
That's
don't
okay.
want to type.
I'll still text Eric. Or I should say Commissioner Menkins.
We do have a quorum now.
Huh?
We do have a quorum, so I'll call the Finance and Budget Committee meeting of September 23rd, 2020 to order. Commissioner Schreiber, would you like to start this evening?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I actually do not have any questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Callahan?
Yeah, Chairman, I just had one quick question. I'm not sure. I forgot to write down the number. It was,
Sure.
it was just the $600. I think it might have been the sheriff's office for the Bozeman Hospital.
To transport or which?
You know, it didn't say what it was. It was just the Bozeman Deaconess or whatever that's called. It was $600.
So which,
I should have wrote it down.
was it like a committal commitment thing for like, so they're bringing them to St. Pat, now that we don't have Hayes Moore's house here in Butte,
Right.
CCCS into the interim until they can get a facility certified, because you have to go through this big state licensing process, which they're working on determining which is the best facility and making sure everything's right before they even go through the certification process. So they have contracts with St. Peter's, I think Bozeman, and I know St. Pat's to bring our mental commitments to. You know, the county's responsible for the first 3 days or up to 3 days until they have a hearing, their second hearing on mental commitments. And so they are transporting to them, but it wouldn't be the sheriff's office. So let me look.
It was on page 22 of the.
That's different.
Okay.
That was an investigation that they took somebody for. You have to have a certified nurse when you have a situation where there's potential of a rape victim.
Okay.
It has to be a certain certification of a nurse. And sometimes they don't call them in here in St. James. You'll see them go to Bozeman or Helena for that. If the ones here in Butte aren't in the emergency room aren't available.
Okay.
Sorry. I should remember.
Like I said, I should have wrote down the claim number and stuff and I forgot.
Yeah, as soon as I seen the information, I should have.
Okay.
And there's a little too much information shared, by the way.
Okay. Thank you. That's all
We'll
I
have to do a little training on that one.
That's all I had, Chairman.
Okay. Commissioner O'Neill?
I do not have anything. Thank you.
Ms. Gleason, do you have any input?
No, I'm just texting Commissioner Mankins because I think he thought we were at 7 again tonight, not 6. So, I don't have anything.
It is.
Oh, there he is. He's on. I did want to bring something up with Commissioner Mankins. Can he hear me now? He's trying to get in, he said. I can see him, but he can't hear us. Can he hear you, Brendan?
Not yet.
Okay. Yep, we're here. Oh, there we go.
Are you there?
Yep, can you hear us?
Yep.
Oh, good. So do you want to go Commissioner McDonough first and then see if he has any questions on claims?
So we have a quorum and he's not on the committee.
Okay. He's not on our committee?
No.
No.
Oh, jeez. I was waiting till here, so I wasn't like bothering you during the day and I could have bothered you. All I wanted to talk about was I don't know. Anyways, I know that Commissioner Menkins got an email from Mr. Mason Masters, a week or so ago. I don't know who all got that email, but I had responded to him last week and I forgot to mention it to you that I shared with him the PowerPoint that we did last spring. He was following up he didn't realize we did any presentations and was wondering where the status of the road maintenance district was going versus the unit versus parcel. And I just gave him that information because Mr. Mankins had shared that he wanted me to follow up with him. So I gave that information to him. He did call me. We haven't had any conversation since he got the PowerPoint, but he did call me and I talked through the process on how, since we didn't have the ordinance changes and the resolution adopted in time, that this tax time, the road maintenance district will be assessed on parcel, that change has not been made yet. And he was going to reach out to all of you. So I just wanted you to be prepared, and that he had that presentation that we gave in the spring.
Perfect.
Sorry, Eric. I thought you were on this committee.
So with that being, Mrs. Gleason, so that could also be changed in the upcoming months, like, correct? Okay.
I would start working on it now, just so that it's
Yeah.
all in place and nobody has to worry about pushing up against timelines again.
Thank you. Thank you for answering all those questions, Mr.
Yes.
Master.
Yes, and I'm sorry to bother you on this call. For some reason, you're always at finance and budget, so I thought you were on my committee.
Ned, on that, then, somebody puts a communication forward now, does it have to be in sequence with the public hearing at the budget cycle, or can we change the method?
You can change. I would go forward right now, changing the method of assessment in the ordinance. I'd go through the ordinance changes. If you are considering that, I would go through those ordinance changes right now, because it does require public hearings on the ordinance changes. And then once those are in place, when we start going through the budget process next year, and after, like in June, May or June, when Mark does the work plan for the road district, then you're able to, take action kind of then on what type of rate structure you're looking at or how much you're looking at. And then we can adopt through the public hearing process the new resolution by units, if that's how you choose to go, and then the amount at that time.
But would that assessment be ready by April?
No, it has to be done. So we did our presentation in June, I believe, and you would have had to have had started the ordinance changes by the middle of June in order to get that on the tax bill. Everything has to be done, and then you have the 30-day waiting period when you make ordinance changes and all that. So we had to have all that started in the middle of June, so it was completed by the first week of October, so we could load it onto the tax bills. We wrap up actually tax bills the first week of October. We have to have them to the printers by the 11th or 12th of October.
So that would take care of the November tax statement, but if we make a change now, could it be implemented mid-year, like in April on the tax statement?
No, because the tax bills only go out once. They only go out, they're due to be out to taxpayers by November 1st.
We don't, okay.
And they're due November 30th and May 31st.
Commissioner Callahan.
Thank you, Chair McDonough. Danette, after you had told us that we were too late this year, that we had to put in some communication or something to get us started for next year, I had spoke to Commissioner Olson, and I think he was going to set up a meeting with you and Eileen and figure out which was the best process to get this started. So I think he's aware of that, and it's just a matter of him catching up with it. But I think he's going to come talk to you guys fairly soon to get it started. So
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner O'Neill.
Donna, question, Ms. Gleason, on a total different subject. My area, I always have mosquitoes all summer, and I've been meaning to ask this question for months. So I'm so excited that I'm even asking somebody this question. I don't even know how to go about it, but obviously it involves money. how we'd get my district sprayed for mosquitoes. What do we do?
I am trying to, so right now we have a mosquito district.
Okay.
I don't know how far the boundary is. I think it's like 2 streets before Majors. You might be just on the border of the boundary of the existing mosquito district. And so we would have to talk to Eileen about the same thing, the same process of what we did was similar with like Walkerville garbage and expanding our district would have to take place with how far you wanted to go with that district is my assumption. I would rather talk to Eileen to make sure of that. But to expand that district, you'd have to move the boundaries. So it requires that whole SID process about notifying all the people in the district and determining, they can protest and they have that protest period and the public hearing process and whatnot.
Great. I'm going to get that going. Excited about it.
I'm trying to think, I'm not positive if he's still the chairman of the mosquito district, but you can also talk to Judge Wayland about it. I think he was chairing that there's like a separate little board that meets, and I think he was the chair of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's going to be my claim to fame in District 7. It's going to be great. I'm excited about it. Thank you.
Uh-huh. I'll find out the border for you for sure too, so you know where that line is.
Okay.
Miss Gleason, does that border go to Platinum Street by chance?
Not even close.
Okay.
Yeah, it's way down. It's a really thin kind of strip down there.
If there's anything else on the checker and the mosquitoes, I'll entertain it now. Otherwise, I'll take a motion to end this meeting.
I'll make a motion on the expenditure list that we have reviewed and approve the expenditure list for September 22, 2020 in the amount of $1,279,734.58.
Motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Sorry.
Okay, let's disapprove. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Eric.